So thank you all very much for being so attentive and joining in with us. And does anybody have any questions for Jim? Does anybody have anything that they'd like to share about this afternoon's experience, or a question they might have?
Or even your awareness, something that's opened the door for you actually, that you feel that might be useful. Because when you articulate it, not only do you articulate it for yourself, but you articulate it for other people. It's quite interesting. We're all connected. Very, very important. Is it a difficult one? Or do you want to just to him?
I would like to get a longer version of what you did today, because that's just perfect.
You want to get a version of it?
Well,
It's in there.
what's in the
I read it from there actually. We felt it was, the reason why we did it is from here, because we felt this is what happens, is that people are going to say, how can I'd like to do that, rather than replicate it like it's there. We deliberately use that so that you could know this is what you can sort of use again, you know, replicate yourself. So it's easy, it's very simple. It's not something that's kind of, you know, you have to be in this particular room and this particular time to experience it again. And every time you do it, it gets deeper, it gets bigger.
And many years ago, we discovered meditation, Jim before me, but when we did, it really transformed our lives. And it really is about giving back. So one of the ideas behind the book is that we can reach out to more people. We have some stuff on the internet as well. We have a website, and we're putting videos and more information and content up shortly. So please follow us and get back to us.
Meditations and lots of different things you can use. You know, you can use at home if you've got kids. Stuff you can do at home with them. Stuff you can, you know, take it in your office. Little apps you can use and reflections. So to make it easy for yourself. Meditation should be easy, simple, and be applicable in any circumstance, in any situation. Really, so
I find it very, very helpful, and I'm very grateful for what you've shared and communicated, especially that visualization of that, because that's really how I feel. Really oppressed by the sheer amount of things that I need to deal with and cope with, and the image of being a plant and in a pool of light, and I just lifts my spirit in a big way. So
we created it here.
very helpful.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. Because we created, this is within here, we've created this field of harmonic well-being. And that your home should experience this. Wherever you go, you walk around with it. This auric field, you create it. It's like I said, it's a default, it's part of your natural nature. So as you're going, it's there. So wherever you go, anybody that interacts with you moves into that and are influenced. You know, the people walking by, they will feel it. They'll feel maybe something that might lift the despair, the anger, the hopelessness. That, you know, this is not an understatement, isn't it? How many people feeling despair, hopelessness, sorrow? It's almost part and parcel of people's nature now, and so we can lift it. It's an influence that's only just come, and you just by being, it's like you're walking around, and it's like a wave that goes out and lifts it. People feel it. They feel like a spring breeze as you move around. That your vibration will lift it. And if you focus it as well, it becomes very powerful. Bring people into it. Create this. You may have relatives, you may have friends that are going through tough stuff. You know, they're going through sorrow or a lot of difficulty, maybe health and so many issues. Create this energy and bring them in. Bring them into it and say,
and this is very subtly how we'll change the world around us, not by saying things, but by just vibrating on this frequency, on this resonance, just being it. It's very powerful stuff. Does somebody have a question down here?
Mind is the faculty of soul. So, to the body organ, are they controlled by the brain or the mind? How they function?
Can you just explain that again a little bit?
Mind is the faculty of soul.
Can I ask you to speak?
Mind is the faculty of soul. So, the functioning of the body organs and everything, is that the brain that's doing it, or is it the mind that's doing it?
Well, my feeling is that it's like we saw those 3 slides in a row. You had the computer hardware, and then you've got the software, and then you've got the user. So my feeling is that the user is the soul, the one that's using the brain, the one that's using the body, and the one that's using the mind. So the primary part of who you are is soul. And then you have other things that are working with you. It's like cooperating with you. But you're the user of all the equipment, whether it be software or hardware, physical or subtle. That's my understanding of it.
It's very important. That's a very good question in the way that, that how can we help our body? How can we cooperate with it? And I think especially today when there's so much contamination, there's so much toxins, our body's under threat every moment of the day, isn't it? So much stuff. And you could say meditation is a really powerful way where we can actually begin to help the body to recover. We help it very powerfully. The vibrational energy we're inputting will help every organ of the body. You can actually, even in a focus, send. You may be suffering, say, a problem with your kidneys or liver or something like that, or your heart, and we can send that energy, direct it, and we can then enable it to recover. Of course, you need to do the physical stuff as well. Maybe you eat the right stuff and do live in the right place, and not the physical things that are creating that state of ill health. But meditation is a very, very, very powerful. Don't underestimate it. Probably the most powerful way we can move into well-being, and it will help to facilitate your journey and help to sort out, because it creates mental well-being, and that actually then has a massive effect on your whole physical body and so on. It's a whole topic in itself, but a very powerful way where we can move into well-being. Essential. I think it's totally essential. For me, if I were to make a dramatic statement, I don't think you're going to get into well-being unless you work positively on your thoughts. It all starts with the mind, and then the body starts to tumble into some form of, mental, physical disability. Totally.